Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is SerCypher here. Let's play Company of Heroes. In the interest of a little variety, to show you somebody who's almost certainly better than me, I just grabbed a couple random replays off of gamereplays.org for Company of Heroes. I'm not sure if they're going to be good or not. If they're bad, I'm probably not going to show them. But so if you see this, it's probably pretty decent. I'm not a professional, obviously. If you see my multiplayer, it's obvious. Company of Heroes player. So there might be, these guys might be famous. They might be doing some famous strat. If they do, I don't know what it's called. I'm sorry. So this is going to be new to me as well. So I'm just going to say what I see. The map is Samoa, which I think how you pronounce it. We have Matthew Luget. I'm just going to call Matthew as Wehrmacht. And we have Demolition Jeep as Americans. The Wehrmacht player is going double Pioneers into the Wehrmacht quarters, and almost always, just because it's such a no-brainer, you're going to build a machine gun team, and you're going to put it either in this church. Normally, if you're on this side, you're going to put it in the church. If you're on this side, normally you can't make it to the church in time, so you're going to put it in this building. But yeah, he's building the machine gun team, and I haven't watched this replay, by the way, so I don't really know how it goes. We have 2 engineers into a barracks for this guy, for Demolition Jeep, and he's probably building rifles, and I don't like going, I like just going 1 engineer into the barracks, because then you can build your second squad of rifles right away, and that means more rifles, and I really like rifles. I'm not really a big fan of engineers, even with flamethrowers, probably because I'm a big noob. But I just like having lots of rifles, because rifles are reassuring, and they're good. Interestingly enough, we don't have the machine gun going there. I'm not sure where this machine gun is going to go. Maybe he's going to put it here to secure this island, which is normally a pretty decent choice. This building has windows on basically all sides. And there's only really 2 ways to get to it. You either have to come across this negative cover or across this bridge. But no, he's not putting in that house either. Where is he going with this machine gun? And also, he has this half-track coming too. He's setting it up, but the engineers see it. What is he doing? He's kiting around these engineers, he's setting up the machine gun. He's going to pin these engineers almost immediately. The engineers are going to retreat. And now these American rifles are taking this strategic point here, which is going to cut off basically all of his points. Because this point is what links you to all these points down here, as you can see as it flashes. The American player, more rifles, so it looks like he's got 2 rifles and 2 engineers. The Wehrmacht player, as you see, has the motorcycle and heavy machine gun team, and now he's got some Volks. I'm not sure where this machine gun's going to go. I would have thought it would go in one of these buildings. If he had thrown it in this building or this building, he would have pretty much locked this thing down. But he's using a machine gun in a very mobile way, which normally you don't see. If you can use the motorcycle to drive through enemy units and sort of hamper them from getting cover, and all it takes is 1 guy out of green cover for a unit to get pinned. So if you can just nudge 1 guy a little bit out of cover with the motorcycle, the whole unit will get pinned. Now though, I think he's going to put it in the church. Nope, he's like, I don't do things the normal way. I'm too cool for that. So he's going to put it against this wall here, probably, or maybe in this house. So he's going to put it there. Okay, so he's going to cover the village that way. But at the same time, the Allied player is being very aggressive, which he obviously should be with his rifles. And he's capturing all sorts of stuff. And it didn't slow him down for long down here. As soon as his units got healed, they came back up. It looks like the American player is coming in for a big flank, but now he finally has his machine gun in the church, and the machine gun has windows. The church has windows all over, so he's not going to be able to get the flank. He's going to run into these vaults. He's going to run into this machine gun. The Volksgrenadiers dodge that grenade. We have a second machine gun up here. These riflemen are almost certainly going to have to back out. Somehow these rifles didn't get pinned. I guess they were behind a wall or something. If they can get behind this wall before the machine gun opens up again, they're actually going to be in pretty good shape. Oh, because the machine gun was firing at these guys. Again, though, I think the machine gun is going to be able to pin these guys, because I think these guys on the side are going to get flanked by the cover, or not going to count as being in cover. Yeah, they got flanked, they got pinned. Put this machine gun up here, and this whole village in the center of Samoa, which is, someone's going to tell me I'm pronouncing it wrong, which is almost certainly true. This center village is like machine gun town 90% of the time in games. So now he's got his guys put him in this house, which is really like the ultimate fuck you to the American player, because the machine gun can shoot all the way down this road. What he really should do though is capture the strategic point, because right now he probably doesn't have vision. Oh, he has enough vision, so he can see here. But the machine gun shoots all the way down the road. So any American troops that come down the road and attack through this whole area are going to get pinned. You have to go like all the way around here to get around the machine gun. But yeah, now they're in range of the machine gun. So if they advance, they're going to get pinned. So they get pinned. And pretty much, if the enemy gets a machine gun here, and then they also get a machine gun covering this area, like in this house. Pretty much you're only... Because you can't flank it, really. You only have... This is the only bridge over here. It takes way too long to come around this way. You pretty much either get mortars or a sniper or something. Or obviously like an armored car. And you see that he's covering this side with this machine gun in case of a flank from down here. Covering with the machine gun. But yeah, these rifles are just crawling in the mud. Not going to be doing anything effective. The enemy, he does have a weapon support center now, and he does have a mortar team. So that is going to cause some problems for the Wehrmacht. He's going to have to back out of the house. And he did it just in time because the house just got hit by 2 mortars. And now his riflemen are moving up. Although still, though, he's doing pretty well, the Wehrmacht player. If he can just hold this on a little bit longer, he'll probably have enough of a fuel advantage that he can tech up to something cool. But all these engineers are spilling in here now. And they're undoing all of his hard work.
Where do you want us?
But at the same time, these Volksgrenadiers are recapturing this stuff up here.
Construction detail reports were complete.
Now, I'm not sure where that mortar got to. Oh, there's the mortar. So we're shooting it out with the church. But it looks like a sniper. The motorcycle came down here to fight with these engineers. But the sniper needs to be careful, because even engineers can still kill a sniper. But the motorcycle is doing some pretty micro. As you can see, if you're really good at Company of Heroes micro, especially with the motorcycle and the Jeep, you can do some pretty cheap stuff, which I'm pretty sure was not intended. Like, I don't think the developers meant that for that to be part of the game. But, you know, they chose not to punish people for learning how to be good at it. But yeah, you can use the motorcycle, for example, to scoot units around, so they can't stop and shoot, or so they can't go after one of your units. So as far as tech goes, the Wehrmacht player, still no Comcraft Center, still on Tier 1. He has a shitload of fuel. So either he just doesn't care, or he's just going to wait to tech up to something. This mortar team needs to be wary. The American player's got a sniper too now, so probably gonna have some sniper wars. The American player has a supply center now. So I'm guessing probably going to go for the motor pool. He's probably not going to hold out for the tank depot.
Sharpshooter here.
So I'm not sure where the allied sniper is, but this Wehrmacht sniper is doing a lot of damage here. He probably should get his sniper up here to counter snipe instead of chilling out on this bridge.
Good as new. Repairs complete.
But the mortar is pounding away. Killed 2 guys before they made it to the church door. But these guys are going to have to back off because they're getting sniped too much.
The objective is on Sierra.
So overall, pretty neck and neck. We got another building coming up over here. Okay, we got the Reich headquarters. Or not the... We got the Krieg barracks. I would hope he'd have the Reich headquarters, otherwise he'd be in big trouble. We got the Krieg barracks, so my guess is we're going to see a couple AT guns. You always want to get, in Company of Heroes, you generally want to get the counter before they get the thing you're countering. Like in a game like StarCraft, a lot of times you don't want to overthink too much what your opponent's going to do. You want to think on the offense. But in Company of Heroes, a lot of times you want to plan ahead for what the opponent might get. And odds are they're going to get tanks. We got 2 snipers here. Again,
We defend the fatherland.
where's the
until death.
American sniper? Is he just still chilling out on the bridge? It's not a very effective use of your sniper, man. So, yeah, we got an AT gun here. My guess is going to cloak along this road here. Probably to stop this armored car that's coming out. And we have a triage center going down. I like to build the triage center super early. Because I think it really helps you with veterancy and with keeping down your manpower costs by not having to reinforce so many troops. We have a giant wad of Volks Grenadiers going on. Going on over here. And this AT gun, these 2 cloaked AT guns are really going to ruin this armored car's day. He does have the armored skirts though, so he can take a couple hits from an AT gun. He won't just like instantly explode. But even then, we've got a Panzerfaust. Probably look like maybe 2 Panzerfausts that hit this thing. And he needs to repair it before he goes back over there. He's going to have a very sad day. Especially if he gets hit by a stealthed AT gun. Stealthed AT guns, I don't remember the exact numbers, but they get a bonus to hit, to damage, and to hit, and I think the penetration as well. They basically do, they have their first shot that they shoot while cloaked gives them bonuses. And against a tank, normally it's not a deal breaker, but against a thing like an armored car, a lot of times you can one-hit them if you're lucky.
We are losing territory.
So this little tiny squad of 3 guys that are almost dead try to untake that point and fails. They're repairing the armored car, but at the same time now we got the AT gun in position in the road, and that's obviously not going to be fun. We got another AT gun here with a machine gun. So this is basically going to be off limits to the American player. Although, I think he miscalculated. His machine gun can't actually hit them from here.
Attention.
I wonder why. I don't
The
think
enemy
it's distance.
advances.
Maybe it's like the trees or something. But the Allies are moving up here. Somehow, this armored car didn't get hit by the AT gun. No, I guess the AT gun, it probably just cut through the village like that. And the Americans are going to be able to retake that.
The Americans are capturing a
And
sector.
this AT gun's here in the road, but it's not going to stop these guys.
Forward base.
wonder where this illustrious American sniper is. We got these rifles up here, but they're basically unsupported. Because this armored car is fighting up here. And these rifles, they got momentarily hit by the machine gun, but I think they managed to crawl their way out of there. And to capture the field point. Now, probably a good thing with this guy is he's not being overconfident with his armored car. Sometimes people, they get an armored car. Well, now he's being a little bit. But they get an armored car, and they're like, ha ha ha, nothing can hurt this. And then they drive into a mine, or an AT gun, or whatever. Not sure why this half-track is charging up here with him, against him.
The Yankees are grabbing our territory.
But these rifles are taking this opportunity to take this point up here.
Enemy attacking from the western salient.
And I'm assuming this guy got this half-track to put the rockets on it. Because those rule.
An assault force has now been assembled in our reserve.
I'm kind of interested. I want to check whatever happened to this guy. Oh, here's the sniper. The sniper's only killed one thing. I think he's been a little too cautious with his sniper, maybe. I think maybe it could have been slightly more. Now it's going to get spotted by this motorcycle, so all of his subterfuge is in vain. And this armored car should just kill this motorcycle. I don't know. I think the Axis player pretty much has this on lockdown. But I don't know.
Anti-tank on deck.
I think if the American player would be able to get out a tank, he might be able to change this up a little bit. But actually, no, here comes a StuG from the Axis player. Which, how did he get it? Oh, no, it's a STA. Never mind. So he's Blitzkrieg Doctrine. Called in a STA. That is probably just going to ruin the American player's day. But fortunately, he got an AT gun. Unfortunately, though, StuGs tend to not give a shit about AT guns because their blast radius is so powerful that they just kill the crew. But he ran over a mine, and I think because of that, the AT gun's going to be able to chase him away.
300 points left.
He might actually be able to kill it with his armored car. I think the armored car can penetrate the stuff from the rear, but he made a mistake here and he got stuck on it. But he pulls the STA behind a house. Now he has a second STA. So we have just massive STA spam here. And the allied player really needs to get some armor, or he's going to be in trouble. I found that against playing a German player who plays Blitzkrieg Doctrine, it's like you're really racing against the clock. Like, you have to get, in my opinion, you have to get tank. You have to get a Sherman around the same time they get a STA, because AT guns, sticky bombs, you can kill STAs with that, but you lose so many more guys than you're going to kill, because the STA can just back up and just blast infantry and shoot your AT gun crew and kill it. There, though, we had the half-track actually snuck past the AT gun and killed the crew. The thing with half-tracks, American and Wehrmacht, is they have machine guns, but the machine guns won't be crewed unless you have guys inside. So you have to actually put guys inside the half-track. You see there, the STA just murdering the crap out of people.
Enemy unit
and
down.
blows up the half-track, but losing this AT gun was a pretty big blow. Now there's nothing to stop these guys. The STAs could really just drive across this bridge if they wanted to and blow up this dude's base. There's nothing really preventing them. I mean, he doesn't know that, but there's nothing preventing him. We do have over here, I didn't notice it happening, but it looks like these rifles managed to kill the machine gun team over here. They probably came all the way from this side and snuck around. And then they also stole the MG42.
Enemy unit down.
The STAs are just rolling into the base. But then they decide to back off, which I think they could have taken it. I think that it would have been fine. They're really trying to sticky bomb this stub, but
Go, go, go!
it's not really going to do anything. Again, you can see that the casualties rifles take when trying to approach a stu is just like horrifying.
What are my coordinates?
So we have another AT gun. Well, we have the same AT gun, I guess. That's the same AT gun or is it a new AT gun? Not sure if he just recruited or what. I guess it's a new one, or I guess it's the same one because I don't see the old AT gun carcass anywhere.
What are my coordinates?
And I don't know, things are looking pretty bad for the American player. Now the Wehrmacht player, he's got the Comcraft Center, so he's going to start pumping up the veterancy for his units. Probably going to get veterancy 1 vehicles first, because that's going to really help him with the StuGs. And what was the lull for? Did one of his units just get pegged?
Veterancy gained.
I don't know what the lull is for. I don't see... No, there's just mortar. So, yeah, you got veterancy 1 for the studs. And again, the American player is just not really going to have anything to deal with this. I'm not sure why he's dragging this. I guess that's just how they drag it. I mean, yeah, you can throw sticky bombs at them, but the problem is that it takes so many sticky bombs to kill the stuff. But he is actually taking all this stuff down here at the bottom. He's actually capping it. Oh, no, never mind. This is the German player. He's capping this stuff with snipers, which is normally a pretty bad idea, but whatever, he's winning.
Veterancy gained.
And you see these rifles just charging into the stuff. I never think that's a good idea. I never think that... You never want... I feel like sticky bombs should be almost
Now have
exclusively a
assault
defensive
capability. We are
weapon.
ready
Like,
for
you use
blitzkrieg
them when an
assault.
enemy vehicle charges through your infantry. Like, I think they're best used in supplement to AT guns. For example... Oh, he actually stole one of these. He stole one of the German AT guns. Like, for example, you have an AT gun. You have rifles. The enemy tries to flank your AT gun or drive around it or whatever, and if they get too close to it, then, you know, you throw like 5 sticky bombs at it, and if they stay away, then obviously the AT gun just blasts them. But charging a tank to throw sticky bombs at it almost never ends well, because the enemy can just keep backing up and shooting your rifles, and your rifles obviously don't move as fast as a tank, so they get in trouble. Got some mortar rounds coming down. But, yeah, things are looking kind of grim.
Motorbike, recon.
Forward base. The enemy is seizing our territory.
Let's see. Yeah, we're just getting some more Pack 38s here. Again, he built another armored car, which is, I don't think that's really going to help him right now. I think if he got a tank depot and he got even like a Hellcat, I think that would really help him. His AT gun just got decrewed here by these snipers. The enemy has 3 snipers. His sniper has not, oh, he just got killed.
We have lost a unit.
His sniper has not been very effective. I'm surprised this half track didn't try, or this armored car didn't try and kill these snipers really quick.
Those shots are landing a bit too close.
But he is sort of trying to infiltrate this town.
Attention. The
If he
enemy
takes this
advances.
point, it'll cut off all of this stuff.
Volksgrenadiers.
Because the river doesn't count as a connecting zone. It has to be land. But these rifles that try to sneak into town, they just got blasted by ridiculous amounts of snipers.
Sniper taking fire!
And again, he was forced to back off.
Taking
So I'm pretty sure the American player is going to lose at this point.
Americans
And I
are
think it
ceding
was
territory
mostly,
from us.
I mean, a big part of it is these snipers. The Axis player used snipers very effectively, and
Yankees in sight.
the American player
We have a
didn't really try and respond to it. He just kind of tried to ignore the snipers.
Our opponent has 200 points.
He didn't use his sniper to counter snipe. He just kind of just ignored them, and you can't do that.
The Americans are
Snipers are
capturing the
just,
sector.
they're really expensive and they're really powerful. I mean, they cost like 340, I think. So that's more than a whole rifleman squad.
Forward supply lines are
And if
broken.
you can, if the enemy builds a sniper early on, and I just try to focus almost everything to kill the sniper. And if I can kill the sniper, it's like they just lost so much manpower. I mean, obviously it's not always practical, but I think that the fact that he got those, I think the snipers and the StuGs are really what won the game for the Axis player.
We are losing ground.
Because you really can't, it's really hard to deal with StuGs with AT guns. I've always had bad luck dealing with StuGs with AT guns.
One of our sectors
Unless
has been
you
cut
really
off.
protect your AT guns really heavily with rifles. But obviously tanks just like murder StuGs. But again, these snipers are just getting just mad amounts of kills. So like for example, and even if you do get a sticky bomb, oh, did he counter snipe one of those guys? I think he might have, but then he got kicked by an artillery barrage. He died. Even if you do get a sticky bomb on a StuG, unless you have something else to back it up, it only does so much damage. Oh no, the sniper made it. See, the sniper has 0 kills. Like, he's not using it very effectively. I don't really use snipers in general. I mean, I'm really more of an infantry and Sherman's type person, which is, you know, I don't think really a valid strategy, but that's just really what I do. I just like lots of riflemen as Americans, and sometimes I sprinkle in some airborne, and then I like to get lots of Shermans and just sort of fight the enemy at lots of places at once, because the Axis tends to have better quality troops, but you tend to have more troops. And so if you spread out, you fight in a bunch of places at once, you can normally come out ahead. Or I can. But that's probably because I play bad people. But anyway, this looks like the end of the line. There's 2 StuGs coming down the road. All he's got is an AT gun. And as you'll probably see here, AT guns, like the StuGs, they do so much AoE. Doesn't, you know. Yeah, StuGs. So, and the StuGs just ran over all of his rifles. StuGs are just, I think you just have to go. That's why I normally go straight for a Hellcat, is because I've gotten killed by too many times by StuGs. And now, though, these StuGs are Veteran 2, so they have the machine gunners on top. And, I mean, StuGs are good. StuGs are good. And, so that was a pretty good game. Obviously, those guys are a lot better than me. But you saw there are a lot of different, you know, strategies. But yeah, StuGs are very effective. And I think that it's really hard to deal with them with rifles and AT guns, because they murder rifles while the rifles are trying to put up sticky charges, sticky bombs. The StuGs can just back up and shoot giant howitzer blasts at them. And AT guns, the StuGs can just roll up and just kill the crew in like 2 hits. And so I think that tanks are really the best way to deal with StuGs, but obviously, you know, that's not always practical. So that was with some other people. So if you like that, then I'll do more of that. Otherwise, you know, we'll see. I can find more shitty games of mine. I can play some more. People can give me theirs. Just, you know, whatever people want to see. I am here to please. So just let me know, and have a nice day.